అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. Today we are in the second week and fourth day, and we are on Upanishads topic by Dr. CSR Prabhu garu. Yesterday we had one class. Today we have another class. We will have second day of Upanishads today. We will start the class with paying our respects to our country by reciting Vande Mataram and then chanting Prarthana. Let us request Challa Chittibabu garu to recite Vande Mataram, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajosna pulakitayaminim pullakusumita drumadala shobhinim suhasinim sumadhurabhashinim sukhadam varadam mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request Krishna Kumar Sharma ji to chant Prarthana, please.
1 minute meditation. Three times chanting of Om. Om Gananam Tva Ganpati Ganhavaamahe Kavim Kavinamupshavastamam Jeshthirajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspat Anahe Shunvannuti Bhisid Sadhanam Om Shri Mahaganadhipatiye Namaha Om Prano Devi Saraswati वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवति दीनां वित्रयवतु। ॐ श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरुवे। न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मां पाहि गुरो। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तो पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्य देवो भव अतिथि देवो भव। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
ధన్యవాదములు శర్మాజీ. Thank you so much. Now, let us request our Guruji to continue with the Upanishads, please.
ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संपदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञानघन प्रत्यगद्धो सोऽहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। And friends, we will be studying the Svetasvatara Upanishad today. Now let me be very clear in the beginning itself that this whole exercise of studying the Upanishads and also the entire course by itself in the advanced level, the objective of this activity is to get jnana. So, parad vidya, higher knowledge, so that you can propose to get moksha. I'm not giving any guarantee, but you can propose or you can plan. So we are going towards moksha because jnana or mukti. So this jnana is paravidya jnana, not the apara. Apara means worldly things, including science and technology and economics and administration and all those things. But when we're talking of paravidya, we are talking of moksha. So the objective of this study of the Upanishads or even this course itself as a whole and yoga itself is moksha. Now, interestingly, today I was supposed to take a yoga class, but I'm taking the Vedanta class, the Upanishads. Normally, people think yoga is different, Vedanta is different. In fact, most of the organizations dealing with Vedanta don't have much to do with yoga, like Chinmaya Mission or Harsha Vidyapith. They teach Vedanta. They may have a little bit sympathy for yoga, but they don't consider yoga as the mainstay or the main channel through which you can acquire the jnana. But the reality is that all the Upanishads are delivered by people who have not read any Upanishads by themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? The people who delivered the Upanishads, they have not read some other Upanishad and telling us, like I am telling. I'm not telling anything my own. I'm reading in the existing Upanishads, or I have read Upanishads and I am telling. Bhagavad Gita is also a book which is a summarization of Upanishads. But when it comes to Upanishads themselves, the actors in the Upanishads, they are not students or scholars who have read some other books and told. So the question arises, how did they get the jnana? How did they get that knowledge which they are teaching? There are only two ways. Either they have studied from their teacher previously what existed previous to Upanishads. What existed previous to Upanishads? Vedas existed. The Samhita, Rigveda Samhita existed. Yajurveda Samhita existed. So either they studied those things from their gurus, definitely, or the second option possible is that they told on their own. So on their own means they must have had some realization of their own experience. In other words, they must have had their experience. So how did they have their experience? They must have practiced. They must have performed tapasya. They must have practiced higher yoga, meditation, samadhi. So Rishaya, Mantra Drashtara, even the rishis of the Vedas themselves, they got revealed. The revealed knowledge was present with them, which they delivered. They are not the authors of the Veda mantras. That's why our Veda is known as Apaurishaya. So when it comes to the Upanishads, even the Upanishads, the second channel of getting their knowledge which they are delivering to us must be their own experience, their own realization. And for that purpose, they have obviously practiced yoga, tapasya. Tapasya includes yoga and many other tapasyas. And they must have got their realization, enlightenment, which they are sharing with us. Now, the interesting thing about today's topic, Svetasvatra Upanishad, is it contains exactly both. It contains the previous Vedic knowledge as well as yoga knowledge. Now, when it comes to yoga, surprisingly today I am supposed to teach yoga. I can say that this Svetasvatra Upanishad is also teaching yoga, because here they have given yoga only, and they have taken from the Vedas also. That is, the previous text, the Vedas contained yoga as well. Yoga means need not be only asanas. It can be dhyana, it can be samadhi, it can be upasana. Because we have bhakti yoga, raja yoga, jnana yoga, karma yoga. So I am happy to say that I am teaching yoga when I am teaching Svetasvatra Upanishad. Isn't it surprising? Because I'll tell you how. When I was a student, young, around 20 years age, I studied the Yajurveda mantras from a book and identified those mantras or poetry in the Yajurveda which are dealing with the subject of yoga. You follow? So I noted down. I noted down many of those mantras. And when I grew up to official level, I was a senior officer in National Informatics Center at Hyderabad, which I set up myself. So I had a large collection of books. So I got all the Upanishads, including Svetasvatra Upanishad. So I was going through various Upanishads 30 years back. Suddenly I found in the Svetasvatara Upanishad, whatever I noted down in my diary, I reproduced them. As if somebody noted down like me in a diary and presented in the Upanishad. I'll show you those mantras. And they are all about yoga. So it is shocking. Then I realized how the Upanishads came into existence. So as I told you, there are only two possibilities. One is the previous knowledge, other is your own discovery or enlightenment or realization knowledge. So they had both and they have put both. So now the Svetasvatara Upanishad is the last in the principal Upanishads. Isake, Nakatha, Munda, Kamandyu, Kaitre, Daitere, Bradharanic, and Svetasvatara, on which commentaries have been written by Adi Shankaracharya and others. Unfortunately, they didn't write commentaries to all other balance 93 Upanishads. And we will study some of them. I have been giving lectures on many Upanishads other than the principal Upanishads. Principal Upanishads everybody teaches. Vishalakshi Garu, my sister Vishalakshi also teaches. All the Swamijis in all the Ramakrishna Mats, in all the Chinmaya missions and all the organizations, they teach the principal Upanishads. Nobody teaches other Upanishads. So I am teaching the other Upanishads also. I have delivered many lectures because 20 are Yoga Upanishads. Maybe we will cover Yoga Upanishads. Now today is a transition, we can say, from Vedanta to Yoga. I mean, both are merged. You see, it is a very important point I want you to understand, and I'm trying to drive home, is that Vedanta Jnana or Brahma Jnana is not theoretical alone. It is also theoretical, all right, because theoretical means it's based on the previous texts, like Vedas or Upanishads. Like Bhagavad Gita is based on Upanishads, it is derived of Upanishads. Brahma Sutras are summarization of Upanishads. Then Upanishads, how did they come? So today I'm going to show you how they were derived from the previous, that is the Vedic text itself, either directly or indirectly. Second possibility is they had their own intuitive experience of meditation, tapasya, samadhi, out of which they delivered these Upanishads. The great gurus, Brahmadibhyo, Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo, Vamsa Rishibhyo, Mahadbhyo, Namo Gurubhyaha. So that's why I always give in any of my lectures, I start with this statement. Because we have to pay our respects to our gurus, right from Brahma, Brahmadibhyo, Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo. Because everywhere the Brahma teaches, because Brahma is the original creator. Of course, Brahma was created by Vishnu, that is another story. But here, Brahma is the Chaturveda. Why Brahma has 4 faces? Anybody has thought about it? He simultaneously chants 4 Vedas. And he looks at Saraswati while chanting, and Saraswati is on the Veena. So now, Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo, the Brahma Vidya Vedanta has been delivered through this parampara of Brahma Vidya. And we know Sadashiva Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Right from Narayana, then Brahma, then Shiva. I mean, before Brahma is Shiva is on one side, Dakshinamurti. I have posted a Dakshinamurti Stotram to all of you. Very soon I will be giving a lecture on it in the weekend lectures. It's the highest Vedanta Jnana, Brahma Jnana in it. I am doing Upasana of that 11 times if you chant it. All problems will be overcome. And you will get moksha also. So now, Yajushiya Sveta Svetaropanishad. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Because this is Yajurveda, the Shanti mantra of Yajurveda is this only. Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. What does this mean? Sahana vavatu. Let us work together. Cooperate. The word coexistence, cooperation, co-contribution, sahakar. The word saha. That is, it has been distorted in English as co. Sahana vavatu. Sahanau bhunaktu. Let us work together. Let us get results together. Saha वीर्यं करवावहै. हम साथ में हमारा वीर को बताएंगे. We will show our strength together. Saha वीर्यं करवावहै. Therefore, what will happen? Tejasvinavadhitamastu. We all become Tejasvis, radiant, brilliant. We radiate knowledge. We radiate greatness. Ma vidvishavahai. And most important underlined statement is made here. Don't hate each other. It's very easy to hate each other, You just open the TV and see and read the news. You see nothing but hatred is being shown. People are killing each other. People are attacking each other. Not only in politics, but even otherwise, everywhere. Even within the house, husband, wife, they'll be attacking each other. May not be murdering each other, but they will be attacking each other on something or other between father and son. I mean, by your words, there will be verbal attacks. Is it required? And they hate each other. Let us be very frank. All people who work together, live together, are related together, they hate each other. That's why they made the statement in this album, Ma vidvishavahai. Don't hate each other. Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 3 types of problems will be calmed down if you follow this. Om. Now, this is the Shanti mantra of the Yajurveda. Now it is starting. Brahmavadino vadanti. Brahmavadin. Who is a Brahmavadin? Brahmajnani, who talks of Brahman. Brahman is the Bruhat, the big one, the oneness, the totality. Ours is individuality. The totality is what we are talking about as Brahman. Kim Karanam, what is the cause? Brahma Kutas Sujata Jivama. How all the living beings are born. Kena Kvacha Sampratishta Adhishthita Kena Sukhe Tareshu Vartamahe. How we are going to live happily. Brahmavido Vyavastham. Brahmajnana, why we are delivering this course? Why am I giving these lectures? It is only for welfare of the humanity. Whatever we do, we should do for Loka Kalyana, Loka Sangraha, for the welfare of the society. So for that, Brahmajnana is being delivered. Kala Swabhavo Niyatihi Yadricha Bhutani Yonihi Purusha iti Chintyam. Niyati, Niti and Niyati, they are 2 different things. Niyati means, Yati means control. Niyati means that which fully controls. What is that fully controls? Kala Swabhava, time. Time controls everything. That's why Yam is called Kala Yam. It is not black Yam. It is time Yama, time controller. Kala Swabhavo Niyatihi. Everything is controlled in time. One astrologer told me few weeks back that I will live only up to 2027 December. I have a death indicated in the horoscope in 2027 December. I was terrified. I went upside down. Then I started asking people, other astrologers. Other astrologers said there is no such thing. No, nobody knows. Anybody can die at any time. You can die in an accident, or you can simply, our Guruji's son, Dikshitulu's son, he just died in sleep. He was 86. Kala Swabhavo Niyatihi Yadricha Bhutani Yonihi Purusha iti Chintyam. Yoni, the birth of all beings is Purusha, that is God, Ishvara. संयोग येषान्न तत्त्वात्मभावाद् आत्मप्यनीशः सुखदुःखहेतोः ते ध्यानयोगानुगता अपश्यन् देवात्मशक्तिः स्वगुणैर्विगूढाम्. So there is a power, the supreme being, which we call Brahman, we call Ishwar, we call Bhagwan, we call God, we call even Allah, whatever name we may use according to our convenience and our habit and our comfort zone. So whatever name we use, there is a power. That is what he's talking. And that is achievable through these people who are, the Brahmavids, like you are all going to be Brahmavids, you are all going to be teachers. In fact, we have a plan that you all should become teachers of Sanatana, those who are finishing the advanced level. So in the third level, it will be teaching techniques. Of course, you may know already some of those teaching techniques. Te dhyana yoga anugata apashyan devatma shaktik svagunair vigudha. So these dhyana yoga anugata, those who have practiced dhyana, meditation, yoga of dhyana, they have seen, apashyan, they have seen. What is that they have seen? Devatma Shakti, the divine self-force, power, the power of divine Devatma Shakti, Swagunair Vigudham, Yak Karanani Nikhilani Tani, Kalatma Yuktani, Adhishtat Yekaha, Adhitishtat Yekaha, Nikhilani Tani, Kalatma Yuktani, Adhitishtat Yekaha. The causes of the time factor will be understood and they will be gaining access to it. Swagunair vigudhani yak karanani nikhilani tani kalatma yuktani adhitishtat ekaha. So that supreme being, Daiva Shakti, is supervising all events. So Daivanugraham, Daiva Shakti is the only way you can overcome the time-caused events. In my own childhood, I was subjected to tremendous crisis. My father died, his dead body is in front of me. I had no paisa, single paisa with me. My mother was fainting. No relatives came. But I didn't get disturbed or upset. By then, I was already deeply entrenched in the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. I just remained like a Himalayan rock. Then automatically miracles have happened. A lot of things have happened. People came and conducted my father's funeral. And I topped the city in that year 1969, SSC first batch. But I had no money to pursue my study beyond SSC. So somebody came, somebody told, and somebody paid fees. So all miracles have happened in my life. I was driven to the wall. In fact, it is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavad Purana. Whomsoever I would like to show the anugraha, Daivanugraha, Yavanine Karanimpakadathane Akhila Vittamu Mundune Napaharintu. I will remove all his resources, financials. He'll be driven to the wall. That's exactly what happened to me. And that is how I entered into the domain of spiritual knowledge and I'm able to teach you today. So that is a Daivanugraha. Everything happens by, even if the astrologer told me I'm going to die on December 2027, if I have Daivanugraham, then I can survive. That's what others have told. Everything is based on Daivanugraham and depends on your sadhana. Te dhyana yukta anugata apashyan devatma shakti swagunair vigudham. Yak karanani nikhilani tani kalatma yuktani adhitishtat ekaha tam ekanemim trivrit sodasham षोडशान्तक शतर्धार्धम विंशति प्रच्चराभिः अष्टकै षड्भिः विश्वरूपैः कपासं त्रिमार्गभेदं दिनिमित्तेकमोहम् Panchaprotombu Panchayonyan Tram Panchapranormim Panchabuddhyadimulan. Five, 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 five. Five pranas, five sources, five yonis, five urmis. Urmis means sufferings, miserings. Panchabuddhyadi, five buddhis. Panchavartam, Panchadukkhau, five types of miseries. Oh, Dukkhau Ghavegam. Agha means sin. Sin will result in misery. Panchashad Bhedam, Panchaparvam, Adhimaha. Sarva Jive, Sarva Samsthe, Bruhante, Tasmin, Aksro Bhramyate, Brahmachakre, Pridhagatmanam, Preritaram Chamatva, Yushastastasena, Amrutatvameti. So, in this wheel of creation, all beings are rotating. They will be born and dying, they will be born. And even if you are alive, if you are not healthy, it is not worth living. That is why we insist on practice of yoga so that you maintain your health. If you live long and you are suffering and all other relatives who are supposed to look after you, they turn against you. I mean, I have found people turning against, even when you are very fit and very healthy, and even giving a lot of money and even financing them. Even then, they're turning against you. They're abusing you, they're insulting you, they don't have any respect. Well, that is the case. What will happen if you are bedridden? You know what I mean? The people who I'm referring are nothing but the family members and the close relatives. What will they behave when you are bedridden? They'll be waiting for your death. And I know a lot of people who have accelerated the death of their parents, father or mother, as fast as possible so that they'll get their property. So that is how things are. So you should be able to live healthy if you live long as you live. Because 5 types of misery, Shadurmi, six urmis are there. And Panchaparva, Sarva Jive, Sarva Samsthe, Bruhante, Tasmin, so Brahmyate, Brahmachakre, Pradhagatmanam, Preritaram cha, Matva Justasastadena, Amrutatvameti. So if you have Atma Jnana, you become immortal. Now Ramakrishna Paramsa was telling one story. There is one fellow, a blind man, who is trapped in a circular fort, circular wall. There's only one door to get out of it. So he is touching the wall and moving. And exactly when the door is approaching, he will feel some kind of itching sensation. And he'll remove his hand and itch. And again, when he puts hand, because he's walking while itching, scratching also. Again, he's on the wall and he will miss the door. So in our life, we may live, say, a number of years, 70, 80, 90, whatever. I'm 71 now. But as long as you live, you simply waste your time on silly things like going to toilet, taking bath, or routine jobs. And when your death comes, you have to die and be born again. So to avoid that, to overcome that, the door is open. If you can only enter it, exit from it. And that is the jnana, moksha. So this life is meant for moksha. And you cannot acquire this opportunity even in other worlds. If you become a divine being in Swargaloka also, you cannot get the opportunity which you got now to acquire jnana, to become liberated, moksha. So by self-realization, sarve jive samsthe bruhante tasmin pramyate brahmachakre pruthak atmanam preritaram chamatva justastasthena amrutatvameti. So atma jnana, self-realization will make you immortal. Even if the body goes, you are there, you are immortal. Udgitametat paramam tu brahma tasmin srayam swapratishthaksharam cha atrantaram veda vido viditva Leena Brahmani Tatpara Yoni Mukta. So what will happen? These people who are enlightened, Udgitametat paramam tu brahma, the highest parabrahmam, om, tasmin srayag swapratishtha aksharancha, which is akshara, and if you are well established, swapratishtha aksharamcha, atra antaram veda vido viditva, where those who know the jnana, lina brahmani, they merge into Brahman. Once they merge, tatpara, they are lost into Brahman. Brahmavid Brahmaya Bhavati. You are Brahman. So, Yoni Mukta, they will not be born again. Samyuktame tat ksharamaksharancha vyakta vyaktam bharate vishvamisha. The Lord has filled this universe with dualities. Samyuktame tat ksharam aksharancha. There is akshara and kshara. Everything kshara sarvani bhutani in the 15th chapter. Whatever you see, all things in the world are ksharas, destructible. There is one akshara. That is what we are aiming at. Vyakta vyaktam cha, something which is manifest and something which is not manifest. Bharate vishwamishaha. So Isha has spread the whole universe with these things. Anishaschatma buddhyate bhoktruvavat. Now the Atma is bhokta, the enjoyer, feeler, thinker. Then definition of Purusha. Purusha sukha dukkhanam bhoktritve truchyate. Jnatva devam muchyate sarvapashai. So by realization of the bhokta, that is Purusha, asangoyam Purusha, the last sutra of Sankhya Karika, Sankhya Sutras of Kapila, is that asangoyam Purusha. You realize that you are unaffected by Prakriti. If you realize, if you reach that realization stage, Jnatva devam muchyate sarvapashai, you will be liberated from all bondings. Pasha, Deha Pasha, so many Pashas are there. Pasha means rope which is tying you, bandhan. Jnadva naja vira nisha vajahyeka bhoktrubhogardhayukta anantaschatma vishwarupo akarta. What is the nature of this Atma? Anantaha, infinite. Vishwarupaha, universal. Obviously, the totality. Akarta, non-doer. It doesn't do anything. You think you are doing, actually self has, it doesn't do anything. Trayam yada vindate brahmame tat. So these three characteristics belong to Brahman and you can reach that. Ksharam pradhanam amrutaksharagam haraha. So pradhana means everything, the 24 tattvas of the Purusha Prakriti division in the Sankhya. So up to pradhana, everything is ksharam. And beyond that is aksharam. Amrita aksharagam haraha. Ksharatma navishate deva ekaha. The divine power is only one. Tasyabhidhyanad yo janat tattvavadad bhutasya yamschante vishwamaya nivritti. So by the realization of the Supreme Being, the release, moksha is possible from this bandha. So Supreme Being realization, jnana, is most essential required, critical required. So in this Upanishad, that will be discussed. Deva ekaha. And if we know it, then you will be eliminating the maya. Vishwa yaschante vishwamaya nivritti. Those who reach that realization will be devoid, will be depleted, will be removed from the maya. Vishwamaya nivritti. Jnatva devam sarva pasha pahani. If you realize the divine power, देव को आप जानते हैं, सारे पाशों से आपका मुक्ति मिल जाता है. ज्ञात्वा देव सर्व पाशा हानि क्षीणै क्लेशैर जन्म मृत्यु प्रहाणि. And you will be liberated from birth and death cycle. Tasyabhidhyana trutiyam deha vede vishvaishwaryam kevala aptakamaha. So by meditating on the Lord, you will be getting the greatest achievement. एतज्ञेयं नित्यमेवात्मसस्थं नातः परं वेदितव्यं हि किंचित्. This alone is to be known. Atmasamstham, which is inside you only, not outside. Veman also says, there was a fool. I mean, most of us are fools. We are searching God outside somewhere. Hindu ఘటములో పెట్టిన జీవు కానలేక నరుడు కాశికేకి వెతికి వెతికి అతడు వెర్రి అయిపోయారా. So instead of searching for the God inside you, you went to Kashi in search of God. You went to hundreds of temples in search of God. That's what even Kabir says. Na mandir mein, na masjid mein, mai to tere paas. एतज्ञेयं नित्यमेवात्मस्थं नातः परं वेदितव्यं हि किंचित्. भोक्ता भोग्यं प्रेरितारं च मत्वा सर्वं प्रोक्तं त्रिविधं ब्रह्ममेतत्. So bhokta bhojyam, the enjoyer and the enjoyed and the cause of it. All the three are one Brahman. Trividham Brahmamet. Vahneryadha yoni gatasya murti na drishyate naivacha linganasaha. Anything that is burnt in fire disappears. No trace exists after that. Eva, similarly, those who enter this stage of Atma, everything will disappear. Evendhanayo nigruhyastadvo ubhayam vai pranavena dehe. So through pranava, through Om meditation, which we are doing, swadeham krutva, in the fire making process. Nowadays we are using your matchstick, but previously there was no matchstick. Even today, when the yajnas are performed, they cannot use matchstick. They have to use what is called arani. They have, that is through friction, they generate fire. They keep cotton wool and they will go on generating friction between two wooden planks by rotating, and that friction will ignite the cotton wool, and that's how they start the yajna. यज्ञ का हवन इसी से करते हैं. स्वदेह वारणिं कृत्वा, वो दो स्टिक्स है इसमें, एक बेस है. So one is your body, pranavam cha uttaraरणिं. So the second one is pranava, om. ध्यान निर्मधनात्, वो मधन करने का कार्य, फ्रिक्शन क्या है? ध्यान, ओम ध्यान. अभ्यासात् देवं पश्येत् निगूढ़वत्. ये करेंगे तो आपको देव मिल जाएगा, वो जो छिपा हुआ है अपने आप में. So two sticks, one is the body and other is Om. So the rubbing process is dhyana. Through the dhyana, you will see, you will get the realization, you will be able to see, pasyet, nigodhavat, tileshu tailam dadhiniva sarpihe. How is that? जैसा तिल के अंदर तैल जैसा है. In the sesame seeds there is oil, but you cannot see it. Similarly, in the curd there is ghee, you cannot see it. Dadhiniva sarpihi apasrotaswaranishu vagchagnihi evam atmatmani jayate asau satyenainam tapasayo anupashyati. So in this process of yoga, higher yoga, you will be able to realize your Atman. Tapasa, by tapasya, yo anupashye satyena evam. Just like the oil hidden in the till. Sarvavyapinam atmaram kshire sarpirivarpitam. How the Atman is sarvavyapi? Just like the ghee, sarpi, is sarvavyapi inside the milk or curds. Atma vidya tapo moolam. Atma vidya, Brahma vidya. The whole thing is that, and the whole subject is that. Veda, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, all are telling only Atma vidya. Tapo moolam. Its root is in tapasya. Tad Brahmopanishad Param. So that will take you near to the Brahma. Tad Brahmopanishad Paramiti. This is first chapter over. Now second chapter. This is a direct quotation from Yajurveda. Just take a break and come back.
Good morning to all again. Shashikala Garu and Krishna Kumari Mallavarappu Garu. Kindly put your PIN number. Shashikala Garu and Krishna Kumari Mallavarappu Garu. Kindly put your PIN numbers. And try to be on time. As you can see, this second level course is going more into details. So unless until you come in time to the class, you will not be in a position to follow. So just
yeah. Jai Shri Ram. Sarvebhya Namaskara. CC Babu Garu, I'll just make a statement regarding the PIN numbers.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just watching what is going. I just want a clarification. I find that some people have joined in, the two batches have joined, I think both March and October.
Right.
March batch, I saw that just now A. Purushottam Rao Garu. I just want to know whether his PIN number is 1017. Because, some people have put 2, 4 and all numbers. This one has started with the 22 or 24 like that. It's all either 1 or 12, isn't it? The present batch is 1207, something like that. Huh?
No. The present batch is 2. It starts with 2.
No. Now you have asked them to
Right,
add 2 to
right.
all that.
Right.
Now, that means the previous 2 batches who
Ah.
have joined, that they have to add 2 to their existing PIN number. That is the
Right,
instruction you
right.
have given, right?
Right.
But here, when you are telling the PIN numbers, I am also seeing who all have put it correctly. This Kavita, one Miss Kavita has put it as 2706. So
Ah.
I am just searching if there is any 2706 number, because I added 2 to it now. Even Purushottam Rao Garu is 1017 in his attendance.
This I am Purushottam Rao speaking.
Yeah, please, sir, tell me.
Okay. Now we'll talk later.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now the second chapter of Svetasvatara Upanishad. It is not Sweta Shvetara, but it's Sweta Ashvatara. Sweta Ashvatara. White horse. The second chapter is direct extract from the Yajurveda about the mantras which are dealing with yoga, Adhyatma yoga. So yoga, the word yoga itself means joining. Yuj, from Yuj Dhatu. Yunjanaha, Yuj Dhatu, because the word yoga is not there in the Vedas, but Yuj is there. Yuj is the Dhatu, root of yoga. Yoga is noun, Yuj is the verb. Yunjanaha, that means we join. We are in yoga. Pradhamam manas tattvaya savita dhiyaha. We join our minds to the Supreme Being, the effulgent, through sun, Savita. Agne Jyotirnichaya Prithivya Bharat. The whole earth is spread with that brilliant light. Yuktena manasavayam devasya savitussave. Suvargeya Yashaktya. Yuktena, through yoga, manasa, our minds, vayam, we. The word we in English is just nothing but vayam in Sanskrit. Devan suvaryato dhiya divam bruhajyotihi karishyata savita prasuvatitan. Now, this is a very famous, I quote this in most of my lectures. Yunjate mana uta yunjate dhiyo vipra viprasya bruhataha vipaschitaha vihotra vaheva yuna videka in mahi devasya savituh parishtuti. Yunjate mana. We join our minds. Yunjate dhiyo. We join our intellects. Into what? Who does that? Vipraha, the knowledgeable people. Viprasya, with whom? Brihataha vipaschitaha, with the Brahman, the all-knowing Brahman. Vihotra dadhe vayuna videka in mahi devasya savituhu parishtutihi. We praise that supreme effulgent Lord. The same meaning as Gayatri Mantra, Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Yujevam Brahmapurvyam Namobhir Shlokayanti Patyeva Suryaha Suraha. So Sura is the word used. Suri means a knowledgeable man, enlightened person. Such people, what they do? Yunje, they join the Yuje. Yuje Vam Brahmapurvyam Namobhih Shlokayanti Pathyena Sura. Srunvantu Visve Amrutasya Putra. O children of immortality. Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastu. Come, these are the divine levels. Divyani Dhamani are waiting for you. Agnir yatra abhimadhyate vayur yatra abhiyunjate. Somo yatra tinchate tarichyate tatra sanjayate manaha. Where is the mind born? Agnir yatra abhimadhyate vayur yatra abhiyunjate. Somo yatra atirichyate tatra sanjayate manah. Savitra prasavena jushe tad brahmapurvyam tatra yonim Kurnavase nihite purvamakshipat trirunnataksthapya samam shariram. Now he is explaining the asana. The Veda itself is explaining the asana for dhyana. Samam, you know the same thing we have, the samam kaya siro grivam dharayanna chalam sthira in the Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter. Samam shariram trirunnatakam sthapya. Kaya siri, samam kaya siro grivam. Head, neck and backbone should be in one line. Samam trirunnatakam sthapya shiriram hrudindrayani manasani veshya. Having controlled the senses and the feelings. Pranan prapidyeva sayukta cheshtha kshine prane nashikayochvasita. So through the Kevala Kumbhaka pranayama, where the prana automatically stops. All pranayama has Kumbhaka, which is Sahita Kumbhaka. We do it by our own effort, but which final result is Kevala Kumbhaka, where it will stop automatically, which is the first step of Samadhi. I have gone through all these processes with our Guruji, Shilananda Bharti, Swamiji. Dusthashvayuktamiva vahamenam vidvan manodharayeda pramattaha. Dusthashva, the bad horse running here and there, skelter here is helter-skelter, so the mind also runs here helter-skelter. But through the pranayama, prane nasikayochvasita, samyukta cheshta kshine prane nasikayochvasita, dusthashvayuktamiva vahameham vidvan manodharayed apramattaha, with attention, apramat hote hue, with attention, the vidwan, the scholar, will control his mind through the stopping of prana, kumbhaka, prana sahita kumbhaka leading to kevala kumbhaka. And how, where you should, this is also given in the Gita, Shuchau deshe pratisthapya sthiram asanamatmanaha, like that. So here it is. Sameshu chau sharkara vahni valuka vivajjite shabda jalashrayadibihi manonukulena tu chakshupedane guhani vatashrayane prayojayet. The yoga techniques are being explained. Where to sit, how to perform the yoga techniques practice, and what kind of environment should be there. Nihara dhumar kanala nilanam khadjota vidyut sphatika sasinam etani rupani purassarani brahmanya bhivaktika kani yoge pruthyapate jo anilakhe muthite panchatmake yoga gune pravritte natasya rogo na jara na mrityo praptasya yogagnimayam shariram. So if the body becomes yogagnimayam, it is full of the agni, that is metabolism, fire, metabolic fire based on yoga, then he will overcome death also, and of course, old age and diseases. It is well known, like, people like the Gorakhnath, they were looking like 16-year-old person. Dhiren Brahmachari at the age of 80 looked like a 30-year-old, 25-year-old person. That's what overcoming the old age and death. That means not permanently, but temporarily. Na tasya rogo, no diseases, na jara, na mrityuho, praptasya yogagnimayam shariram. So yogagnimayam, yoga is so powerful. Yogagnimayam shariram, laghutpam arogyam alolupatvam, lightness, healthy, perfect health, and no dependence on any habits. Tea, I have never taken tea or coffee till today. Varna prasadam swarasaushthavancha. I don't need a mic. Swarasaushthavancha gandhashubho mutra purisham alpam yoga pravrittim pradhamam vadanti. So the yoga practitioners, what symptoms they get, he has explained. These are all in the Yoga Upanishads. They are there in the yoga text also of later periods. Yadhaiva bimbam mridayopaliptam tejomayam bhrajate tat sudhautam tat tadvatmatattvam prasamikshdehi ekakritardho bhavate vitashokaha. So, self-realized soul will be liberated from all miseries. Yadatmatatvena tu brahmatattvam deepopamene yukta prapashyet. Atma Brahma, both are merged. Atma tattva, Brahma tattva. Avindrutam sarvatattvair vishuddham jnatva devam muchyate sarvapashai. So by realizing God through the process of yoga, you will be liberated from all bondages. Esha hi deva pradisho sarvaha purvo hi jata saugarbhe antaha sa eva jata sajanim vyamanaha pratyak janans tishtati sarvato mukha yo devo agno yo apsu yo vishvam bhuvanam avesha ya oshadhishu yo vanaspatishu tasmai devaya namo namaha. In the Mahanyasam, we found in Namakam Chamakam also, the universality, the existence of the Supreme Being everywhere. You can call him Shiva, you can call it Vishnu, you can call it Parabrahma, Om, it's all the same. So who is spread everywhere? Yo Oshadhayaha in plants, Yo Deva Agno in Agni, Apsu in waters, in the universe as a whole, Bhuvana Avesha, all universes. Oshadhishu yo vanaspatishu tasmai devaya avisha vidhema. This is the Veda mantra, but here he is saying Namo Namaha. He has modified slightly the original Veda mantra. Third chapter. Sa eko jala vanishata ishani bhis sarvan lokani kata ishani bhihi. Ya evaika iha udbhave sambhave cha ya etad vidur amritaste bhavanti. You become immortal if you realize God, if you realize yourself. Eko hi rudro nadvitiya yatastho. There is only one God, Rudra, Shiva, Vishnu, whatever you call. There is no second. Ekameva advitiyam Brahma neha nanasti kinchana. We have seen in the other Upanishads, Brahman is only one without a second. Iman loka nishate vish प्रत्यक जनास्तिष्ठति वंचको जान्तकाले सत्सृज्य विश्वा भुवनानि गोपा विश्वतश्चक्षुः, he has eyes in the whole universe. Antar vishvato mukha, he is spread everywhere. Vishvato bahuhu, he has hands and legs everywhere. Uta vishvataspat sam bahubhyam dhamati sam patatrai dyava prithivi janayan deva eshaha ekaha. One Supreme Being generated this whole universe. Tat srishtva tadeva anupravishat. He created and he penetrated into it. He entered into it. So the manifest universe is nothing but the Supreme Being manifestation. It is not individual. That is a very subtle point that to be understood. It is not that every small thing, like if you take a stone in the universe, the stone is not God, but God is also in the stone. The whole universe is God. So, including stone. But if you think stone itself is God, then that is wrong. That's where the confusion comes between Islam and Hinduism, for example. In fact, some of these mantras in the Shweta Upanishad are cited in the lectures of Islamic scholars to show how it is the same thing mentioned in the Quran also about God. Who is God? Same words are used in the Quran. But they have an important point to make, which is made even in the Ishavasya Upanishad and here also. That I am everything, but everything is, every single individual is not me. God is everything, but everything individually is not God. You see the difference. It is like, there is an organization, the CEO is there. The CEO is manifesting himself through various levels of the organization. Suppose there are 20,000 people. So 20,000 people are representing the same CEO, but each one of them is not CEO exactly. So God is manifest the whole universe, but a stone or a leaf or a tree is not alone God. It is part of God. Yes, it is manifestation of God. So this distinction has to be understood clearly. Once it's understood, then there is no difference between the Islamic ideology or our ideology. Of course, I'm not supporting the conversions or the invasions or wars. Is a very bad, it's all wrong interpretation. They themselves are telling, the true scholars who know Quran say that whatever these fellows are doing in terms of conversions, in terms of invasions, in terms of violence, it is all totally wrong. Not all scholars will tell that. 99% of the Quranic scholars will not tell this, but there's one small percentage of scholars who really know the subject in depth. They are finding same words, word to word, copied from the Veda and the Upanishads into the Quran, about God only, nothing else. Not about wars and killings, and that is separate story. But about God, exactly same thing is told. So that's where we had to catch. This is lack of understanding, lack of correct interpretation, which is leading to their bad behavior. And mixing up political ambitions with religion. In Indian Hinduism, that was not done. See, like in India, all kings were there, they were fighting with each other, they had wars, all that kind of thing. But they never said, this is mentioned in my holy scripture. And misinterpretation can be like, like in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna asked Arjuna to go and kill his kith and kin, and teachers and grandfathers and fathers and so on. So does it mean that everybody should do it? If you misinterpret it, then you say that if you are a true follower of Bhagavad Gita, then go and kill your cousins and your teachers and your brothers and your grandfathers and so on. Does it mean that? It's a total misinterpretation. So this is what is happening today. I hope you understood what I'm saying. Yo devanam prabhavaschodbhavascha, that supreme personality of God, which is the cause of the creation of the divine forces in the universe. Devanam prabhavaha udbhavascha vishwadhiko rudro maharshihi hiranyagarbham janayamasa purvam sano buddhya shubhaya samyuktuho. All these are Veda mantras which are being repeated here. Yate rudra shivatanu aghora papakashini taya nastama vashantamaya girishanta vichakashi. This is a famous extract from the Namakam Chamakam, Rudradhyaya of Yajurveda. Yameshum girishantahante vibharshastave shivam giritratam kurumahimsi purusham jagat. Same thing is being quoted from the Namakam Chamakam Rudradhyayam. Tatah param brahma param bruhantam yadhanikayam sarvabhuteshu gudham. Tatah param brahma param bruhantam Yadhanikayam sarvabhuteshu gudham vishwasyekam pariveshthitaramisam tam jnatva amruta bhavanti. So those who realize that Isha, Ishvara, God, Supreme Being, Rudra, Shiva, whatever name you want to call, who is spread in everything, and you are also that. The moment you realize it, you become immortal. Though the body dies, one day or the other. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam. Just see how it is being quoted directly from the Purusha Sukta and Rudra Jaya into the Svetasvatara Upanishad. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat. The only difference is they have dropped the swaras in this. In the Veda Mantra, the swaras are there. I have quoted this to you in the Purusha Sukta, and Narayana Sukta also has this. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat Tamevam Viditva Mrutyumeti Nanyapantha Vidyate Yanaya. Only by realization of that Supreme Being, you will transcend death, not by any other means. Yasmat param na paramaste, that beyond which there is nothing. Kinchit yasmat naniyo na jayosti kaschit, below which there is nothing. That is anoraniyan mahato mahiyan. Vrukshaiva stabdho divitishthत्यekah. He stays fixed in the supreme domain of Tad Arupam Anamayam, is formless, free from all impurities. Amaya means impurity, Anamaya means free from impurities. Ya etad vidura amrutaste, those who realize this, they become immortal. If you are realizing, you become immortal. Te bhavanti itare dukkhameva apiyanti, and those who don't realize this, they will be suffering. Sarvanana Shirogriva Sarvabhuta Guhashayah. In all faces, Sahasrasirsham Devam Vishwaksham Vishwashambhuvam. So Sarvanana Shirogriva Sarvabhuta Guhashayah. Anana face, in all faces, in all heads, in the heart of all beings. Sarvabhuta Guhashayah. Sarvavyapi, all spread. Sa Bhagavan, that Supreme Bhagavan. Tasmad Sarvagata Shivaha. He is spread everywhere. He is Shiva. That is Kalyana Swarupa. Shiva means blissful, Kalyana Swarupa. Mahaprabhu, Mahan Prabhu. See, this Svetasvatara Upanishad is showing the transition, evolution as an intermediary bridge between the Veda and the later texts. Same things have entered into other texts later, in Gita or in Puranas or even in the foreign texts, into Quran also. They have entered, same words, word by word have entered there. Those who have written Quran, they have taken from here. Because this is much older. Quran is only 9th century AD it was built. Mahan Prabhu Purushaha Satveshaha Pravartakaha Sunirmalamimam Praptim Ishano Jyotiravyayah Angushtamatra Purushantaratma. This Jiva, Karana Sharira Purusha is only Angushtamatra, 1 inch in size. Angushtamatra Purusha Antaratma, he is the Antaratma, he is inside, the self inside. Sada Janam Hrudaye Sannivishta, he is in the heart of all beings. Hrudamanvisho Manasa Viklupto Ya Etad Vidur Amrutaste Bhavanti. Those who realize this self in their own heart, they become immortal. Sahasrasirsha, now he is quoting the entire Purusha Sukta. Sahasrasirsha Purushaha Sahasrakshas Sahasrabad Sabhumim Vishvato Vrutva Atyatishthad Dashangulam Purusha eva idagam sarvam Yadbhutam Yaccha Bhavyam Utamrutatvasyeşanah Yadannenatirohati Etavanasya Mahima. So he has quoted all these things. Sarvatah panipadam tat sarvatokshi shiromukham. This is quoted in the Gita directly. This particular verse is directly imported into the Gita. Sarvatah panipadam tat sarvatokshi shiromukham. Sarvatah srutimalloke sarvamavritya tishtati. Sarvendriya gunabhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam. Asaktam sarvabhruchaiva nirgunam gunabhoktrucha. This is in the Gita. Sarvasya prabhumisharam sarvasya sharanam suhrit. Suhrit, he is the best friend. God himself is the best friend. Navadvare pure dehi hamso leelayate bahi vashi sarvasya lokasya sthavarasya charasya cha. In this city of 9 doors, Hamsa, that is Soham, Hamsa, the Shwasa, inhaling exit. Leelayate bahihi. He is capturing everything. Vashi sarvasya, lokasya, sthavarasya, charasya cha. Sthavara, Jangama. There are 2 entities in this world. Sthavara and Chara. Chara or Jangama both means moving. Sthavara is unmoving. So all objects moving and unmoving is spread and he is established. Apanipado jashaso grahita pasyat achakshuhu. He sees without eyes. He moves without legs. He does things without hands. Without ears, he can hear everything. This is directly quoted in the Quran. Achakshusro srunoti akarnaha savetti vedyam nacha tasyasti vetta. He is the knower of everything. There is nobody who knows him. Tamahura gram purusham mahantam. He is the Purusha, the greatest. Purusha, avyaya Purusha, Sakshi, Kshetrajno, Akshara, all mean same. Atma, Purusha, Ishvara, Bhagavan, Brahman. Anuraniyan, Mahato, Mahiyan. This is also a quote from other Upanishads. So obviously, Sweta is post the original Upanishad where this is quoted. It is subtler than the subtlest atom and bigger than the biggest universe. Mahat. Mahato Mahiyan Atma Guhayam. That Atma Paramatma is hidden inside your heart. Guhayam Nihito Asya Janto. Jantu, animal. This animal body we have. There is a heart in it, and inside that heart, in the dark cave of that heart, he resides. That's what is said in the Gita. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matta smriti jnanavapo. I live in the hearts of all beings. You will be surprised. I went to Ujjain to have darshan of Shiva there. So midnight, they will perform Bhasmarti. So there are a big group of people waiting to do that. They are all made to sit in a big hall at midnight, 2 o'clock, 1:30 we reached. There is a big board there. The profile of Shiva, who is the god there, whom we are going to have Bhasmarati. Bhasmarati means the fresh ash from the smashan will be brought and will be put with mantra charana. So in that hall, they have put a big board, profile of Shiva. Who is his father and who is mother? No father, no mother. And then, what is his address? Address is given as smashan, number 1. And number 2, in the hearts of all beings he resides. This is mentioned officially there on a board. Can you believe this? Of course, they didn't give Aadhaar number, PAN number and all those is not possible. Because father, mother also not there. Address is given like this. He lives in this Smashan and in the hearts of all beings. Sarva Jivantaratma. This is what is being mentioned here. Vedahametam ajaram puranam sarvatmanam sarvagatam vibhutvat janma nirodham pravadanti yasya brahmavadino hi pravadanti nityam. So Brahmavadis will keep on talking about it always. So I have finished the 3rd chapter. There are 2 more chapters actually. 3 more chapters. It's quite a big one. It may require 1 more day, I don't know. Eko avarno, he is one alone. Sayakaha, sayakaha, mentioned everywhere. That's why this people keep on saying monotheism, monotheism. Fine, but one which is many. But all these many are manifestation of the one. This is philosophy to be understood, which they don't understand. The biggest damage done to human society, human history, is the misinterpretation of oneness, a monotheism, as if the God exists in seventh heaven as a separate person with a big beard sitting on a tall chair. And the rest of the world, all the worlds, the rest of the things in the world have nothing to do with him. This is the image given in monotheism of Judeo-Christian and Islamic religions. The people, the way they understand is this. As a result, it is mentioned there that, like in Quran, you kill all the animals and eat, and that kind of all nonsensical things are also mentioned. I'm not saying Quran is containing all good things. There are a few things which are copied directly from Svetasvedra Upanishad or even from Rig Veda and Yajurveda, except that most of it is concocted, is written by some people at that time. The story of Mecca and personalities involved, all that is a fiction. And many things are there which are very objectionable. And they also, some of the scholars whom I interact, they also accept. These are not acceptable. And what is most damaging thing is the moment you take a stand that this universe, this nature, the living beings, the trees, the plants, waters, mountains, all these have nothing to do with God. If you take this stand, then you can justify, you can destroy nature, you can squeeze out nature. That is how. In fact, this stand is taken in all the three Abrahamic religions. This is the most damaging part. And as a result, what came out as science, Bacon has given a definition of science as squeezing out nature for enjoyment of man. And that is exactly what business is all about. You destroy environment, destroy nature, squeeze out maximum, you destroy maximum for your own enjoyment, for your own profit. So you can destroy forests, you can destroy rivers, you can destroy plants, animals, humans, everyone for your enjoyment. And that is how the Bible has supported even slavery. In fact, slavery was shown as justified by Bible. And the rule of the church at that time throughout, in fact, Christianity was established only for the purpose of establishing an empire by Constantine. He himself was not Christian. He was a Hindu. He was worshipping sun. So the whole thing is political. So by justifying slavery, justifying exploitation of natural resources for business purposes, they have created a havoc in this society. Today we have a very big problem of survival. Whether human beings will survive on Earth beyond 40 years is not known. That's why Elon Musk keeps talking of colonization of Mars. We have to shift to Mars because Earth is destroyed by ourselves. So the whole cause of this is ideological cause is this only. Not connecting the nature, universe with God. Saying that God is different, universe is different. That is the problem. So this is a false interpretation and false, that is the root cause of all crisis in this world today. But those who deeply understand this point, even Muslim scholars, they accept this. They accept Vedas, they accept Upanishads. I know such people. Eko varno bahudha shakti yogad varnan anekan nihitardho dadhati. Like white color is only one color, but there are 7 colors in it. In the same way, God is only one, but the whole universe is in God. Nichayiti chante vishwamadau sadeva sano buddhya shubhaya samyunaktu tadeva agnistadadit. Therefore, he is Agni, he is Aditya. Tadvayuhu, he is Vayu, Tatu Chandrama, all devatas, he is Chandrama. Tadeva Shukram, Amrutam Tad Brahma, Tadapaha, Prajapatihi, Twakstri, Tvam Pumanasi, Tvam Kumara Utava Kumari. All your close relatives, your wife, your son, your daughter-in-law, or your granddaughter, grandson, all these are manifestation of God only. when everything, yacha kinchit jagat sarvam drishyate sruyate piva, whatever you can hear and see or cannot hear and cannot see, that also antar bahischa, inside, outside, spread by Narayana, antar bahischa, tat sarvam vyapya Narayana sthitaha. Tvam jirno dandena panchasitvam jato bhavati sarvato mukhaha. He is manifest, omnipresent. Neelam patango harito lohitakshasta udgarbharutavas samudraha. Anadimatvam vibhutvena vartase yato jatani bhuvanani visva. All universes, all contents of the universe, all universes are born out of the same. So it's a very important point in the Vedanta Darshana, this analogy is given. Now, if you see, say, various ornaments of gold, the ornaments are not there actually, only gold is there. Gold is manifest in different forms of the ornaments. The ornament is there or gold is there, or both are there, or one and the same. You can give multiple answers. Ornament is there, physically it is appearing, but gold is also there because that is made of gold only. So you can say only gold is there, ornament is not there. Ornament is only a Maya, manifestation. Yes, you can say that. Similarly, if you go to the next level, if you have gold, where is gold? You cannot see gold separately. Gold is in different forms. So where is God? You cannot see God separately. God is manifest in different forms. Everything that appears to is God's manifestation. That is Vishwarupa he showed. So the opposite is not true. What you see alone is not God, but what is behind it is God. God himself is manifesting. This is a very subtle philosophical issue which people don't understand. This is misinterpreted in Quran and other Islam, Abrahamic religions to say that the ornaments are not true. You just dump them. Gold is somewhere in the seventh heaven and you pray to that. You destroy the ornaments. You throw them away. As foolish as that. So now the next question arises, who is watching this ornament? That is Sat. The gold is the Sat, which is manifesting as different ornaments. So mud is the Sat, which is different, manifesting as different pots. But where is the mud? Mud you cannot see separately. Maybe you can see separately. Mud lump you can see, but mud alone is only in your mind. That means your mind has to exist. First of all, your eyes have to exist to see the ornaments or pots. Then the mind has to exist. How will the mind exist unless there is consciousness, self? So I have to exist, my mind has to exist, my eye has to exist, then mud has to exist, then the pot will exist, or gold has to exist, and ornaments will exist. So that means if I am not there, nothing is there. So this is Chit, that is Sat, and this is Chit. And Ananda is the true nature, Satchidananda is the nature of God. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanam vriksham parishasva jate. Yesterday we have studied in the other Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, Dva suparna, so it's two birds, one is Jiva and other is Ishvara. Nimagno anisha yashochati mukhyamanah jushtam yada pasyatyanyamesha mahima samitan vita shokaha ruche akshare parame vyoman vyomasya sindhena. In the Rucha means the mantra of the Rigveda. Rucho Akshare Parame, in the transcendental supreme indestructible being, in the space of that space, Vyomasya Asmin Sindheva Adhivishve Nisheda Yastanna Veda Kim Rucha Karishyandi Yaivata Dvishastu Ime Samapate. So once you realize that, then the Veda is not required. So that is why there is a statement, you have to give up the Vedas once you realize the self. Chandamsi jnana kratavo vratani bhutam bhavyam yaccha veda vadanti. Asman Mayi srujate vishwameva. Mayi, the person who has created Maya, is Maya, the individual. Srujate vishwametat, he created this universe. Sischa Nyo Mayaya Sanniruddha Mayantu Prakrutim Vidhi. Now this is a very famous quote again. This is not from the Veda, it is from later text. This is a compilation. Svetasvatra Upanishad is a compilation of Veda, Upanishad quotes. And the only thing is, it cannot be a quote from Gita because Gita is much later. Mayantu Prakrutim Vidhi. What is Maya? The nature is Maya, Prakriti. Mayinam tu Maheshwaram. Who is Purusha, Shiva, Brahman, is behind this manifest universe, the unmanifest. Asyo Nayana Bhutaistu Vyaptam Sarvamidam Jagat. That is why Ardhanarishwara concept is there. Prakriti Purusha combination is this universe. Ardhanarishwara, half this, half that. And Shiva Shakti, Brahma Maya, Vishnu Lakshmi, all mean the same thing. Sri Aurobindo has also explained this in his Life Divine book. Yonim adhishtatyeko yasminidam panchamichayati sarvam. Yonim in every being. Ajayamano bahudha vijayate. An unborn one is born in many ways, in yonis. Yonim adhishtat ekaha yasmin nidam panchamichayati sarvam ishatam ishanam varadam devam idyam nichaye mam shantimetyantameti. So by meditating on that one supreme being, you will get peace. Yo devanam prabhavaha cha udbhavascha vishwadhiko rudro maharshihi hiranya garbham pashyati jayamanam sano buddhya shubhaya samyunakto yo devanam adhipo yasmin lokadhishrita. Who is the Lord of the divine powers, in whom all the universes are established as substratum. Ya ishe asya dvipadas chatushpadaha. All the two-legged and four-legged things are inside it. Kasmai devaya havisha. Whoever is such divine power, we pray to him. Sukshmati sukshmam kalilasya madhye vishvasya prashtaram tamaneka rupam. See, wonderfully stated. Subtler than the subtlest, in the center of the universe, spread everywhere. Vishwasyaikyam parivesthitaram jnatva shivam shantim atyantameti. In fact, when you read this, you will get the impact which cannot be explained in words. Eva kalo bhuvanasya gopta vishwadhipas sarvabhuteshu gudha yasmin yukta brahmarshayo devatas chatamevam jnatva mrutyupasham chinanti. So I'll stop here for the 15th verse of the 4th chapter. We'll continue in next class.
Okay, ధన్యవాదాలండి. I think now we'll go for Pradhana and then take up the questions. Sharma ji, can you do the Pradhana, please?
Yes, of course. स्वस्ति ही प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकः समस्तः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथ्वी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्रः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अदनः सदनः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु। स्वस्ति।
Dhanyawad, Sharma ji. And now we raise for the national anthem, please. जनगण अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद जय हिंद. Okay, now we go for the question and answers. Please raise your hand to ask questions.
గురుగారు నేను అడగచ్చండి?
అడగండి.
Hmm.
చెయ్యి రేస్ చేయండి, ఇది పద్ధతి నేర్చుకోండి.
ఆ.
చెయ్యి raise ఇప్పుడు అడగండి మీరు. ఓకే, అడగండి.
ఇందులో ఇందాక గురువు గారు మాయంత మాయనంత మహేశ్వరం నేచర్ ఈజ్ మాయా దట్ ఈజ్ వై అర్ధనారీశ్వర, తర్వాత ప్రకృతి పురుష శివశక్తి యస్మినిదం అజయమానం, తర్వాత ఈడ్యం అనే పదం ఒకటి చెప్పారండి గురువు గారు. ఆ పదానికి అర్థం రాయలేకపోయాను.
ఈడ్యమా? ఈడ్యం అంటే పూజనీయుడు. ఈ ఈడే అంటే నేను పూజిస్తున్నాను, నేను ప్రార్థిస్తున్నాను. ఈడ్యం అంటే పూజనీయుడు. ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ అల్లా అనే శబ్దానికి కూడా అదే అర్థం, వర్త్ వర్షిపింగ్. ఈడ్యం అంటే పూజనీయుడు. ఈడ అంటే పూజ, వందనం.
ధన్యవాదాలు గురువు గారు.
ఓన్లీ హీ ఈజ్ వర్త్ వర్షిపింగ్. అక్కడ దట్స్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్. దిస్ పీపుల్ కీప్ ఆన్ సేయింగ్ the word Allah means that which is worth worshipping. ఈడ్యం అంటే కూడా అదే. సో వాళ్ళ గోల్ ఏంటంటే యూ షుడ్ నాట్ వర్షిప్ ఎనీబడి అదర్ దాన్ అల్లా. లా ఇలాహ ఇల్లల్లాహ్. అదర్ దాన్ అల్లా అంటే ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ ఐ వర్షిప్ మనీ, ఐ వర్షిప్ పవర్, ఐ వర్షిప్ a woman, or I worship a book, or I worship everything is a worship. So only God should be worshipped. That is the point, that which is valid, but that is being misinterpreted to say that all gods worshipped by Hindus or all other people in the world are not God. Totally twisted interpretation is being made. This is the problem. All are only God, that they are not able to understand. Of course, the scholars with whom I am interacting, they are able to understand. They are making public statement that in the temple also the same Allah is being propitiated, same Allah is being worshipped. Only these scholars will say, others will not say. Others say you are worshipping a stone. Are we worshipping stone? So like, Annamaya said, there's a beautiful poem by Annamaya. Enta matramuna evaru dalachina anta matrame neevu. Stone anukunte stone. కొలుతురు నేను వైష్ణవులు విష్ణువని, శైవులు భైరవుడవని, వీరశైవులు భైరవుడవని, అండ్ బాలాజీ, బాల అంటే ఎవరు? శక్తి, బాలా త్రిపుర సుందరి. అండ్ it depends, you can worship God as Shiva or Vishnu or Shakti. That's why Shankaracharya made 6, which are very common in India. Those days Islam, Christianity did not exist, so there was no problem of conquering them. He conquered all others. 72 religions he conquered, Shankaracharya. Around 500 BC. Okay, next question.
Okay, what are Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika measures? What exactly is Adhyatmika? What is practical Vedanta?
Good, very good question. That's why we are chanting Shanti 3 times. In other words, why we are chanting Shanti 3 times? Please mute your mics.
This is what we are.
Mute your mics. So the 3 miseries, kleshas, dukkhas, or adibhautika, adidevika, and achana. And not only dukkhas, but even the reality, satta, is in 3 levels. Now, let us talk of dukkhas only now. Because the satta is in 3 levels, all Veda mantras are explained in 3 levels. If you see my first day paper, I have shared with you, integrated framework, I have given 3-level diagram there. So everything in the world can be interpreted as 3 levels, and in the Veda mantras, every mantra is interpreted in 3 levels. Here, dukkhas are being interpreted in 3 levels. So, adhyatmika dukkha means dukkha is inside yourself. Nothing to do with outside world. Like, I feel bad, or I feel depressed. I'm not feeling good. That's why people ask, how are you feeling? Oh, I'm feeling great. You know, the answer will be there. Means how you feel is the question. Oh, I'm not feeling good. Somebody, you know, other day, I was in trouble in the evening, and then somebody caused that trouble, called me and asked, "Sir, good evening, sir." I said, "No, good evening. It's a bad evening." So the inside, whatever you are feeling, that's what matters finally. That is adhyatmika dukkha. Like, this famous story of Solomon, whatever he touches becomes gold. So when he tries to eat fruit, that also becomes gold. He cannot eat. So he is suffering like anything. He not. What is the use of having gold everywhere? So the adhyatmika dukkha is the dukkha inside you, which is bugging you, which is eating you away, which is destroying you, which is devastating you. And it's nothing to do with the outside world. Like, if there is a fight, for example, between husband and wife, or between father and son, or between colleague and colleague, or boss and son, there will be anger. The anger will be so high that is inside, it is not outside. So he'll be suffering with anger like that. Shadur means also there are 6 emotional issues. These are all internal problems. And all of them originate from ahankara, ego. And ahankara leads to mamakara leads to raga. Among those who have raga, you get dvesha. You will not get dvesha on an unknown person. Suppose there is some Eskimo in Iceland, you will not have any anger on that person or hatred on that person. You will have hatred only with your kith and kin, with your brothers, with your neighbors. Only Pakistan and India will fight. India and Zimbabwe will never fight. So, raga leads to dvesha. That's why ahankara leads to mamakara leads to raga leads to dvesha. Then the standard 6 are there, 6 enemies. Kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Desire, calm. If it is not fulfilled, it will become krodha, anger. If kama is fulfilled, it will become greed, lobha. If greed is also getting fulfilled, it will become moha, craze. In this gambling, in Las Vegas, when you go and put coins, they will ask you to buy a return ticket in advance. Before you land there, you should show the return, otherwise they're not allowing you inside. Because you will lose everything. Because first you will get something. So then you'll be so and you want to play more. Finally, you have no money to go back home. So that's why, like Dharmaraj Yudhishthira has lost the entire thing only because of gambling. So like that, they ask you to take return ticket before. I also went there once to Las Vegas. Then I had a return ticket, otherwise I would never come back. That you lose everything. Definitely you lose everything. So kama, krodha, lobha, moha. This is moha. And then mada. I am great. I am supreme. I am the Lord of all. I am boss. I am the head. I am the guru. Therefore, pride. Ankara is different. Pride is different. Pride is a much worse thing than ankara. Is arrogance and pride. Then finally, if you don't have all this also, or if you have all this and you overcome, then you have jealousy. So like in the case of Duryodhana, he had everything, but the only problem he had was jealousy. So these ahankara, mamkara, raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsaryas are the what? They are the internal problems, adhyatmika dukkhas. Okay? Now, adhidaivika dukkhas means, it's very hot, I'm getting sunstroke, I'm getting giddy, I'm falling down, or it's very cold, something is happening, all this is earthquake, and now somebody predicted there will be tsunami. So all these are adhidaivika dukkhas. And adhibhautika dukkhas, you know very well. You all your life you have been trying to overcome them, having a good sofa, and going to doctors and taking painkiller, bhautika. Bhautika sukha, bhautika dukkhas. Adi bhautika, adi devika, adhyatma. Okay? Next.
I think there are no more questions.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And, we stop here. Thank you, Prabhu Garu. We look forward for the next session on this Upanishad classes. And thank you very much. Dhanyawad. Now I close the session. I'll stop the recording in case someone has the questions they can ask.